Righto there, folks. I've just marked your exit tickets and I'm a little bit concerned, so I thought I'd make you a little screencast to help you out. So this was the task. The task was to sketch. It was to sketch the graph of y equals minus 2x plus 1. Righto. Now we've got two methods. We've gone through in class, we've gone through two methods. Method 1, right, I'm going to go through them both here. Everyone chose method 2, which was to use just straight up the y-intercept and gradient because it's in that format. That's fine, but a lot of you did it incorrectly. So I'm going to go through again the two methods. Method 1 is a table of values. Table of values, right? So a table of values is simply a little table with some values in it, right? Strangely, so x and y values. All right, so we set x to -1, 0, 1, 2, something like that, and then we find out what y is for those values of x. So I'm going to put them in a different color. When x is -1. Right, so what I do then is go up here and I put x equals -1 in here and I'll work out what y is. So for x equals -1, I've got y equals -2 times -1. I'm going to work it out down here just so that we're clear. So y equals -2 times -1 plus 1. Right, this is what I'm going to get 4 points here. I'm going to plot them and then I'm going to draw a line through them. So this is equal to -2 times -1 is 2 plus 1, which equals 3. So in this box here goes a 3. Excellent. Now in this box here, I put down what y is when x is 0. So let's go back to my equation, which is my rule that links y and x, right, which is what I'm working to. And I'll make x equal to 0. I put x equal to 0 in here. This is an easy one because -2 times 0 is 0. Y equals 0 plus 1. So that's just 1. And that's my y-intercept. Oh, look at that. Y equals 1. That is always your y-intercept there, 0, 1. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let's find out what y is when x is 1. Put x equals 1 in here. -2 times 1. Y equals -2 times 1 plus 1. Right, let's check this out. -2 times 1 is -2 plus 1. Be careful because there's negatives all over the shop. That's -1. Now, you might have noticed that, that we're going down by 2 each time, aren't we? Look at that. Down by 2 each time. That's the gradient. Put in 2 now. -2 times 2 is -4. Add 1 is -3. That's to pattern as well. 3 minus 2, 1 minus 2, -1 minus 2. This is all good. Now I've got 4 points and I'm going to plot them on a number plane. So away I go. I'm going to scroll a little number plane together here. Unfortunately, my lines are not going to be perfect, but I'm having a go. -1, 3. Okay, I'm going to go -1. I'm going to go sort of roughly 2 squares, right? So that'll be 1, that'll be 2, that'll be 3. So -1, 3, he's up here somewhere, that guy there. 0, 1, right? That's that guy there. 1, -1. So 1, -1's down here. So that's that point there. You can see they're lining up. 2, -3. I'll go across another one. 2, and then I go 1, 2, 3 down here, and I'm at -3. And then what I do is I draw with my ruler a nice straight line through those points, and I have, and then I name it. Sorry, I didn't name my axes. That was bad of me. Y and x. This guy here is called, his name is y equals -2x plus 1. Every point satisfies this equation. There it is, full marks for that. That's method 1. That's not what most of you chose to do. Most of you chose method 2, which is the gradient intercept method, right? The gradient intercept method. Now that's fine. This is a quicker way. Here we're constructing a table of values, which is brilliant. But our gradient intercept method just does this. It looks for the gradient and it looks for the y-intercept, both of which are on show in our equation y equals -2x plus 1. So we just identify these straight away. We say, oh, y-intercept, that's equal to 1, positive 1. There it is there. So that's my y-intercept. And this guy here is my gradient. Right, gradient is -2, and y-intercept is 1. And we just take that information and put it straight into the number plane. So I'm going to construct my number plane down here, like so, and I'll get my labels in place. Okay, now here we go. This is where we're going wrong. Now our y-intercept is 1. So I go to 1 and I just plant a point. I plant my y-intercept in position first. That is step 1. Then from that position, that is our launch pad to walk out the gradient. Now the gradient's -2. Right, so this is what's going on. So firstly, we've got to be at positive 1. Some of you are down here at -1. Most of you are up here. That's okay. But then a lot of you went off and traced out a positive gradient. Let's get this right. So our gradient, all right, let's get this right here. Gradient, which is equal to -2, which why don't we write that as -2 over 1? Because then, right, we can see here, that's my rise, and that's my run. Now rise is -2. We talked about this, remember, in class. If a rise is negative, that means it's going to fall. So we're actually going to go from here, which is 1, down to here, which is -1. So we're now there. We're going to trace out our gradient. So I'm going down 2 because my rise is -2. My run is always right. So my run is 1. So I go 1 across. Can you see where I am? So I'm at 1 there. This was not -1, and this was 1. So you can see what's happened. I've gone, all right, if I get this guy out, I've gone down by 2, and I've gone across by 1. I've gone down by 2 because I am, that there is my rise, which is 2 down, and this is my run, which is 1 across. Always run to the right, and rise will be up for positive and down for negative. Now I've got these 2 points here, and I just need to run my line through them, put arrows on the end, label it y equals -2x plus 1. You can see these two here are the same line. Now there were many of you sent your lines out this way. Now that, all right, if we did it this way, if it was +2, we would have gone from the same y-intercept. If it was +2x plus 1, we'd have gone from the same y-intercept. We'd have gone risen 2, we'd have gone up 2, and to the right one, because we always go right one. And we would have been up here somewhere, and we would have drawn our line up here, which is what many of you did on your exit tickets. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Email me, come around to Barwon, get some more help, because you're going to need to be able to reproduce this sort of work on Friday. Okay, see you later.